railroads have played a key role in developing the Centennial State and its communities. With such a rich heritage to share, the Colorado Railroad Museum is excited to showcase a wide range of children's literature. As part of its in-person and online offerings in 2024, the museum will be presenting children's stories highlighting a broader-than-ever range of topics. These will include popular family favorites like Thomas the Tank Engine, as well as titles that spotlight Black Americans, Asian Americans, and Indigenous peoples, among others. Join with us each month, in person and online, for story time and craft as we read a children's story aloud, followed by a unique and easy-to-craft activity. These activities are designed for younger children and their parents or caregivers. All aboard!
Hello everyone, Scott here. Welcome back to Storytime. This month we're reading All Aboard Elijah McCoy's Steam Engine. Let's get started. Summer days were mowing days in Colchester, Ontario. Elijah McCoy watched his father cut the tall grass. He was waiting for the machine to break. When it did, he jumped for joy. Elijah was only 6, but already he was good at tinkering with tools. Elijah McCoy was born in 1844. His parents had come to Canada on the Underground Railroad. They didn't talk much about the slave days. Elijah and his 11 brothers and sisters kept them busy. Elijah's mother and father saved every penny they could to send Elijah to school. At 16, he crossed the ocean to study in Scotland. Elijah had a dream. He wanted to work with machines. He wanted to become a mechanical engineer. In 1866, Elijah finished school in Scotland. His family now lived in Michigan. One day, a locomotive rolled into the station with Elijah on board. His mind was crackling with ideas. In Michigan, he was going to be an engineer. Elijah went looking for work at the Michigan Central Railroad. "It takes learning to be an engineer," said the boss, spitting at Elijah's feet. "I got ash cat work if you want it. Ain't hard, you bail it in, you grease the pig." "Excuse me," said Elijah. "You shovel coal into the firebox," replied the boss slowly. "You oil the wheels, you oil the bearings. It's not hard." What a letdown. Elijah knew engines inside out. He knew how to design them. He knew how to build them. He also knew the boss didn't think much of him because he was black. But Elijah needed work, so he took the job. The steam locomotive was exciting. People called it the Iron Horse. It was a fire-breathing monster. When it had a head of steam, it was faster than a horse and buggy. Feeding coal into the firebox was hot, hard work. It was also tricky. The fire boiled the water. The boiling water made steam. The steam worked the machinery. If the fire got too hot, the boiler might explode. If it wasn't hot enough, the train wouldn't move. Or it couldn't climb the smallest hill. Elijah went to work in old clothes. An ashcat's job was a dirty one. Soon, Elijah was covered in soot and cinders. A boy was under the train. His clothes smelled of oil. "That's your grease monkey," said the boss. "He'll oil the places you can't get to." A grease monkey was paid pennies a day. At night, he slept on the train's grimy floor. The work was dangerous, and boys often got hurt, or worse. There has to be a safer way, thought Elijah. Elijah baled in the coal as fast as he could. Sweat poured down his face. His hands were raw. The water in the boiler took time to heat up. While Elijah baled, the grease monkey clambered around oiling. Finally, the train was tanked up, ready for its run. The engine huffed and puffed. Smoke billowed from its stack. The wheels clacked. The locomotive chugged along for about half an hour. Chug, chug, chug. Suddenly, screech! The train stopped cold. The boy hopped down and crawled under the wheels. Elijah hopped down with his oil can. The passengers stayed put. They waited. and waited some more. "All aboard!" cried the conductor. The pig was greased and ready to go. Chug, chug, chug. The passengers looked out at the passing farms. They talked, they ate, they laughed. Half an hour later, screech! Time to grease the pig again. What a job! Elijah didn't know which part he hated more, feeding the firebox or oiling the engine. The train's metal parts needed oil to work smoothly. Without oil, the parts would stick and wear down. The train would stop. While Elijah scooped coal, his mind sparked with ideas. Could he invent an oil cup that oiled the engine while the train was running? Every night after work, Elijah made drawings. Finally, he had a drawing of an oil cup he knew would work. It took 2 years for Elijah to make a model of his oil cup. In 1872, he applied for a patent to protect his invention. Then, he took the metal cup to work. There's a hole here to let the oil drip out. It drips oil when oil is needed. It drips it where it's needed. It's simple. Why not give it a try? Surprisingly, the boss agreed. Elijah attached the cup to the engine. "Just for the Kalamazoo run," added the boss gruffly. The train rumbled off, heading for Kalamazoo, Michigan. The engine huffed and puffed. Smoke billowed from its stack. The wheels clacked. The train chugged along for half an hour. Chug, chug, chug. Everyone wondered when the train would stop. But it didn't. It chugged along for another half hour. And another. Elijah McCoy's oil cup worked. It oiled the engine while the train was running. The train reached Kalamazoo in record time. The grease monkey was safe. Elijah was happy. Elijah McCoy's oil cup made train travel faster and safer. Elijah worked on oil inventions all his life. He followed his dream. When Elijah got older, he encouraged children to stay in school and to follow their dreams too. Have you ever heard someone say they want the real McCoy? It means they want the real thing. No knockoffs, no substitutes. Other inventors copied Elijah McCoy's oil cup, but their drip cups didn't work as well. When engineers wanted to make sure they got the best oil cup, they asked for the real McCoy. Was Elijah McCoy a one-hit wonder? No way. He was an inventing marvel. During his lifetime, he filed 57 patents, more than any other black inventor. Most of his inventions had to do with engines, but several did not. Elijah invented a portable ironing board, a lawn sprinkler, and even a better rubber heel for shoes. Want the best quality? Ask for the real McCoy. The end. Thanks so much for joining us again. Now let's pop on over to Roni for an amazing craft.
Hi everyone, it's me, Roni, your craft master here at the Colorado Railroad Museum, and we're doing an exciting little craft that has to do with our book, All Aboard Elijah McCoy's Engine. So let's get started and see what we need for our craft. First we need 2 small cups, a straw, and it's going to be one of these, if you can, one of these movable straws. Glue, scissors, some tape, yeah, it's a big bulky one, and aluminum foil. All right, let's get started. So what we're going to be making today is a railroad oil can. And the reason why we're doing that is because in the book they were talking about how Elijah and his helper were having to go under the train engine to oil all the parts to the train to keep it going. And he came up with this ingenious idea, which was not only helped with time and energy, but it helped with keeping people safe. But I wanted to remind us what it was like having to go and think about how hard it was for people. young people to go under the trains and be doing that and how dangerous it was. So let's get started. We're going to take the 2 cups and put it rim to rim with some tape. It'll be a little bit hard, but and we could just take our time. Breathe a little bit more, make sure it's steady. Pretty much it's going to look like that. Then we're going to put this aside. I'm going to take one of the small pieces of aluminum foil, and then we're going to put glue all over it. It's going to make it a lot easier when we bring the whole thing together. So this is the time when you want to stretch it out so that we can make it more flexible. If it's too long, that's okay because we could cut it later. We're going to wrap it around the straw, and the glue is hopefully going to keep it nice. All right. Perfect. It's going to work. Okay. So now before you put it into the cups, we're going to put a little hole in here. We're going to do it kind of on the edge of it so that the stem of it is going to come out this way. Now you see part of the straw sticking out. That's the part we're going to cut in 4 places. So what I'm hoping is that we're going to fan it out. It'll kind of fan out once it gets in the cup so it doesn't fall out very easily. If you want to hold it like that, and put it through the hole. And when you pull it this way, it's going to stay pretty well. And this seems kind of long. We can snip the top. Also, if this was a real oil can, it'd be easier to have the oil drip through. Now here's the easy part. We're just going to wrap it all up. And again, we're going to put glue all over the aluminum foil, which is going to make it a lot easier to stick to the cup. As you can see, I am putting glue on the dull side. I'm going to glue it with the shiny side up so you can it'll just look nicer. And slowly go around it. The fun thing about aluminum foil, once it stays, is that you could kind of crunch it up. If you've ever seen old oil cans, they're not perfect. They're dented. They have to get dented because they're going under trains and they're doing all this other stuff. So they're getting damaged a little bit. So it's okay if yours gets a little bumpy and looks a little damaged. Now we're just going to kind of close around the top of it. Just scoot it down a little bit. There you go. Go around the sides, scrunch it up a little tighter. Okay, now that we have our railroad oil can all done, we need a handle so we can hold on to it. So put this aside. We're going to get another piece of foil, and we're just going to kind of roll it a little bit, make it a little bit thicker, maybe a little sturdier. You don't even have to glue it because it's going to stay by itself. We're going to get our railroad oil can, and we're just going to kind of see how big we need to make it. And then once we know, maybe about right there, we could cut this part off. And then we're going to put just a little glue up there. Hold it. We'll probably put quite a bit to really hold it. Maybe hold it, count to 10, make sure it's going to stay. And then instead of just putting it like, gluing it right here, we're going to fold it in one more time. See how big it is. Put a little glue there. Or a lot of glue so it could stay. And see how it's folded under? I'm going to put that part right there, and we're just going to hold on to that for a little bit. Maybe count to 10, that always helps. There. Now your oil can is all complete with a handle, so you can hold it like this once it's dry. All right. Now you have your railroad oil can. And it'll help you remember how hard people on the railroad had to work to get the trains going. But because of Elijah McCoy, it got a little bit easier. Thanks for joining us. I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Be sure to visit our online gift shop for a wide variety of train-themed children's books.